welcome to another episode of the Connection Podcast. As always, my name is Miss Aladema and I am your host for today. So, today we are going to be talking about the subconscious mind. I promised you in the last episode that I was going to talk about the subconscious mind. Why? Because it is the basis of everything. We're 4 episodes in as of today, and I've been saying things, I've been saying the subconscious mind, your beliefs, the subconscious mind, change your belief system. You need to do the inner work. It starts from you, it starts from within. And I think it is important that we, touch the foundation and touch the basis of inner work and not assume that everybody knows what the subconscious mind is and how the subconscious mind is everything and how you need to go down to the basics, go down and reflect on your story and figure out where that limitation, stems from, where it started. Now, it's easy for me to come on here and say this because I have been there before. I started this business, which was initially known as online business startups. And when I started it, the first set of content for over 3 months was all, mindset. I was going online and, getting motivational quotes and talking about how mindset is everything. It wasn't wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But this was a journey that I needed to embark on myself before talking about it with my audience. But let's hear the story of how everything played out. Anyways, I launched that business with one of the best momentum ever. Like, I had the energy, I was ready, I was excited. This was something I've been wanting to do for over 2 years, and I'm finally, getting it done. I finally, worked on myself and got to that point where I was getting it done. Now, the first thing I did was to, create a webinar, a training to get people to sign up for my webinar. I used Facebook ads. Yes, I definitely used Facebook ads for that. And it went out. People were signing up. And I got quite a number, for someone who's just starting. It was less than 100, but I think I got more than 50 people to sign up for my webinar. Very interesting period of my life. And on that day, just 2 people turned up for the webinar. One of them was my best friend. The other person left midway through the webinar, through the training. Now, I knew that someone had left, but I just kept talking. I just kept going on and on and on. You wouldn't have known. But yeah, that's how to tell you how energetic and excited and ready I felt I was. But that was just my conscious mind. But deep down in my subconscious mind, when I did not make a sale, I kept telling myself, I knew this was going to happen. I knew it. It's probably too early. Keep going, keep going. There was never a time that I did not believe in myself, but there were always times when if it did not happen, I would give that excuse that, oh yes, I am just starting. I need to put some more skin in the game. I need to keep doing this. I need to be consistent, for years and then become an expert in all of this. And then that's when things will start working out and it will probably begin to click. Now, that was something I believed in my subconscious mind. So when I made the first sale, a couple of months later, I made the sale. I got someone to, pay for my program, and then we went through the program. I decided to do it again, the whole process of the launch. I decided to do it again the next month, and it was crickets. Not one person bought my program. It was a terrible time in my life. Like, during that open cart period, I couldn't even get people to read my messages. The engagement was great during the challenge, but when it came to, paying, there was nothing happening. It was a very terrible time because I kept, that's when self-doubt comes in. That's when you start asking, do you believe in yourself? Like, what's happening? Is it that these people don't like me, or am I doing something wrong? Did I not do it right? And as a Christian, obviously, I went and I prayed and I kept asking God, what am I doing? What's wrong? I wasn't asking for solution. I was moaning about why this wasn't working out. Now, during that period, I got an email from someone who attended the challenge, and she said the challenge was amazing. She loved the challenge. However, due to, lack of resources, lack of funds, she would not be able to attend the challenge. She wouldn't be able to pay for my program. in my head, I told myself, I was like, what's happening to my audience? These people need some sort of mindset training. They need some sort of money mindset training. I mean, how can you know that this thing is going to help you? It's going to take you to the next step. It's going to solve your problem. But you allow money to hold you back. You allow money to stop you from getting to where you want to get to. This is what I was telling myself. I was like, I'm going to start talking to them about money mindset. I'm going to teach them about mindset training. And it was so interesting that I started. Now, when I started teaching them about money mindset, of course I had to do my research because I did not have any personal story. I did not really know anything about money mindset. I just needed to know what people were saying about money mindset. So I started researching. I started looking into it. And the more I was talking about money mindset to my audience, the more I realized that you are the one that needs this training. I was the one who needed that training, not them. Yes, they do need it. But how can I impact them in terms of money mindset when I needed that training for myself? I was like, wow, this is so good. So that was when I started my journey towards, mindset, the subconscious mind, trying to understand what's happening. And then around that time, I then signed up for a money mindset course. Sorry, it wasn't a money mindset, a manifestation course. But it went through the basics of, mindset. But what I want to talk about is when we spoke about the subconscious mind. And that was when it hit me that I needed to go back down and write my story. Now, while going through that program, we had accountability groups. And there was this particular lady that we always, talk every Mondays. And one particular day I was like, everything seems to be working out. I mean, I've started working on my mindset. I now see my body in a different way. I appreciate my body. I appreciate my size. And I'm working out now. And my health, my fitness, I now, from the mindset perspective, I'm beginning to appreciate who I am and appreciate myself. But when it comes to money, something is just not clicking. I am still in, scarcity mode. I am still in lack. And she said something. She said, you probably need to go back and, reflect on your story, rewrite your story, because there must be some sort of belief there that you're holding on to. And I was like, okay, I'll do that. And that was like around 6 p.m. on a Monday. And after that call, I sat down and I started reflecting. Yes, it stems from, the very beginning, from childhood. But that's not what we're talking about today. And that was how the journey started, with me fixing my scarcity mindset, because one of my main problems when I started my business and my journey of entrepreneurship was scarcity mindset. It was some whole money mindset thing. Now, why am I talking about the subconscious mind? Because it's everything. If you want to change, if you've not started your business, if there is something holding you back, if you know that there is something holding you back, there's some sort of limitation, until you fix that limitation, you would not really go anywhere. There's no strategy you would implement that would work for you. Sometimes this is the reason why we pay for courses and they don't work out, right? We need to go back and figure out what the problem is and fix that problem. And you might not know that there's a limitation that you're holding on to, because 9 times out of 10 you're in your comfort zone, so you don't know that it's a limitation. But you need to listen to what you're saying. If you say things like, oh, it always happens to me, I knew this is what, I'm not surprised that this negative thing happened. Or if you're sitting on an idea, you're sitting on something and you keep procrastinating, you're not getting anything done, you're lacking consistency in whatever you're doing, there is some sort of belief that you're hanging on to. There's some sort of anchor and limitation that you're hanging on to. And your subconscious mind is holding on to this thing within reason for a good cause, because it's what you've been feeding your subconscious mind for a long time. And it has to do that because that's its comfort zone. That's its safe place. So your subconscious mind needs to keep you within your comfort zone. It needs to protect you because of the kind of stories that you're telling yourself. Now, let me explain. Let us first of all define what the subconscious mind is. The subconscious mind, this is a Google definition, so you can just get this on Google. The subconscious mind is a data bank for everything which is not in your conscious mind. It stores your beliefs, your previous experience, your memories, your skills. Everything that you have seen, done, or thought is also there. It is also your guardian's system. So, your subconscious mind is what guides you. That's why sometimes you tell yourself, oh, I've got this habit. This is just who I am. This is me. I'm that kind of person. This is my kind of person. Now, you're telling yourself that story because time and time again it has happened and it keeps happening. It could be something as simple as, oh, I need to have a cup of coffee before I can function every day. So, the day you don't have coffee, you definitely would not be able to function. But if you sit down and you tell your subconscious mind that, okay, this is a story I'm telling myself. Do I need coffee to function? No, I don't need coffee to function. And you start walking towards fixing that limitation, because it's all about you being free to do whatever and whenever you want to do it. Okay, so how can we relate this to you, starting a business or not starting a business? When you have an idea that you're yet to start and there is something holding you back, or you have started a business and you're yet to achieve your milestones. And I think I said this in the last episode where I wanted 10k months, but I kept telling myself that yes, I'm going to make 10k, this is the month I'm going to make 10k, this is the month. But in my subconscious mind, I did not believe that I was worthy to make 10k. So my subconscious mind would definitely walk towards me, being consistent. I didn't believe in making 10k because I told myself I needed to keep working to get more skin in the game, to keep working for years. So my subconscious mind is saying, oh, you don't need to do this. Let me save you from the trouble of people thinking you're a fraud, from the trouble of people saying, oh, she's not experienced. She's one of those people that would come out here and just say things just to collect my money. Because I had not dealt with those beliefs. I had not dealt with the self-doubt or the unbelief in myself. And that now started manifesting itself in procrastination, in fear, in doubt. So there is something that we are telling ourselves, and we really need to go deep down and understand what our subconscious mind is saying about what we're telling ourselves, what our subconscious mind is saying about the next move, what your belief systems are regarding starting your business, regarding changing your life. So to further explain my point, I bought a book accidentally from Amazon. I was looking for another book. I think I was reading on the laws of the law of attraction, or the laws, I can't remember if it was law of attraction or the laws of universal laws or something. I think it was universal laws. And I was in a workshop and someone said, buy this book, it's really good. I saw this particular book, and I thought, okay, this is the book, and then I ordered it. It was the next day when they were talking and they were like, have you ordered the book? I looked and was like, oh, I ordered the wrong one. So anyway, I've ordered this, so let it come. That's fine. So I ordered this book, and I was glued to this book, and it explained so many things about the subconscious mind. I'm going to leave the link to be able to get that book on. I got mine from Amazon, so I'm going to leave the link in the show notes for you to get it from Amazon. It's called The 12 Universal Laws of Success, and it's by Dr. Herbert Harris. He spoke about, the 12 universal laws, and he looked at it from a Christian perspective. So there are, Bible verses to defend or to further buttress his point of what he was saying in things. But this is what I really want to talk to you guys about. He said, knowing that your attitude is a projection of the thoughts and feelings of your self-image onto the world, examine your inner thoughts, your subconscious mind, and your inner feelings, your subconscious mind. So basically, your conscious mind is your inner thoughts, and your subconscious mind is your inner feelings. If your inner thoughts and feelings are not in harmony with each other, there will be an inner tension which is reflected in your attitude. For example, suppose your inner thoughts are focused on positive images of good health, happiness, prosperity, and love, and your inner feelings are centered on ignorance, fear, and doubt, which were learned when you were younger. The results you get will be in accord with your feelings, not in accord with your thoughts. This indeed leads to tension and frustration. How you feel is more powerful than what you think. Now we understand what our subconscious mind is and how important our subconscious mind is, right? It's very important for us to now know how to change our beliefs and how to work on our belief systems. People might have different ways to do it, but this is what I did and this is how it worked. Because even when I was having the feeling of, scarcity, self-doubt and fear within me, I was still saying affirmations. I was still, saying I am a champion, because the coaching, the coaching program I had signed up for that time. We had to create our own affirmations. So I kept, saying it. I am enough. I am enough. I am a champion. I have the power to do whatever it is I want to do. But things still were not working out. So I went back to the basics. I went back to figure out what stories were popping up. I was also telling myself stories like, I have to wait until my husband comes over and we start living together, and then we would go through life together. I don't want to be the only one to make it. So in my head, I was waiting for him to come. So for you, you need to first of all identify where the limitation is coming from. And it shouldn't be hard to do that. You would know the limitation. Is it money? Is it the fact that you always, think up ideas, but you never get to implement them? There's always something popping up and you always have to go back to work. So we need to go back and write our story. And this is why in my book, Figure It Out, when I keep talking to, we're talking about the ideas, how to tap into your idea bank, you have to go back and write your story. Now, when you write down your story, it helps you to, understand where your idea bank is, what ideas you have within you, what experiences you've gone through, your skills. It would also help you to reflect and figure out where the limitation is coming from. So once you figured out where the limitation is coming from, you see that story, keep that, write it down, because you need to journal. I find that when you're trying to work on your subconscious mind, journaling is what helps a lot. You need to journal, you need to write this down. Then on the next page, also write down what the new belief is. This is what you want to believe just now. You have that power. And how can you now bridge the gap? Start looking out for people. Are there people who started their businesses? Now, this is my example, so put in yours. Are there people who started their businesses and were able to make it, or they were able to start recording success and achieving their potential even within a year or less than a year? There are. Are there people who are younger than me or who did not have to spend 10 years before they started making it? There are. Are there people who made it before they even got married, and then when they got married, they were able to live in peace and love and happiness? There are. So, why am I creating this story? And then I made up my mind that day to say, no, Charlie does not deserve to come here and struggle. No, he doesn't deserve that. I also do not deserve to keep holding on or pushing off my success because I feel it's not yet time. When we view our subconscious mind, we would realize that we are the architect of our own fortunes or misfortunes. And if you want to change that, you have to go back to the basics. You have to go to your subconscious mind and ask yourself, what are you thinking? We don't have control over what the government would say. We don't have control over the political system, the economic system, the geographical system. We don't have control over certain external factors that might affect our businesses. Even if we have control over these things, it's going to be very little, very minute. But what you have 100% control over is the way you see yourself, is the way you feel about yourself, your self-image. And even if it is at rock bottom just now, I want you to know that you have control over changing it. You have control over changing your story. So are you sitting down and saying, oh, I've got this business idea. However, I don't think anyone would buy from me. That's a story that we need to go back and change, because that's what our subconscious mind is saying. That's the way we're feeling. And it also helps for you to not assume that you know, because most times when when you hear this, you'll be like, I know this, I know it. That's also your subconscious mind trying to guard you and keep you safe, so you don't have to do anything that will take you out of your comfort zone. And your fortune is when you get out of your comfort zone. It is there. So there is something outside of your comfort zone, outside of fear, that you need to step out into and get that. So your homework or your assignment or I don't know what you want to call this, but today I want you to take out your journal and start writing. What are you holding on to? What is limiting you? It could even be as simple as, oh, I don't like to post on social media because I don't want to put myself out there. I'm worried about what people will think. I don't want to compare myself to people, or this is what people are telling me. You have the power to change that story today. And it starts with you deciding that there is a limitation. You have to first of all own up to it, that there's a limitation, there is something holding you back, and I'm going to tackle it today. Now, by all means, it does not take one day for that to go, because this is something you've been thinking about for years, for ages. It is after you have done this that from there you now come up with your affirmations. So if you have some sort of story where maybe someone told you that you are not enough or you would never amount to anything, but now you have worked on your subconscious mind, you've done the work, and you've changed the story, and you're telling yourself that you are enough, you can do anything, then you come up with the affirmation of, oh, this is my affirmation for the month, and I'm going to keep telling myself that I am enough, I am enough, I am enough. This is how you create your affirmation. You need to constantly say it and believe it when you say it. So I keep telling myself that I am enough, I've got what it takes in me, and I can create a thriving business in less than 5 years. I can create a 6-figure business in less than 5 years. I can create a 7-figure business in less than 5 years. I am successful. I am successful. I am happy. I am enough. These are things that you need to keep telling yourself continuously. But before we can just sit down and tell ourselves these things, we need to work on the belief systems and the subconscious mind. This brings us to the end of this episode for today. I want you to take time out and work on your subconscious mind and squash every single limiting belief that you have. This is my method. This is how I work on my subconscious mind. This is how I squash my beliefs. I want to hear about yours. There is something really amazing waiting for you. It's time for you to live. It's time for you to live life the way you want it. Design your life and live it the way you want it to be. Until then, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care. Bye.